Good evening. You're with us on DD India. Welcome to Express News, where we update you with the top 100 news of the day from across the country and the world in a quick, crisp manner. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's get started. An in-person meeting after November 2019, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted President Vladimir Putin for the 21st India-Russia Summit at the Hyderabad House. Ahead of the annual summit, the first ever India-Russia 2+2 ministerial dialogue was held in New Delhi. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar represented the Indian side, while the Russian side was represented by Sergei Shoigu and Sergei Lavrov. In his opening remarks at the dialogue, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said, "This is a historic day in bilateral relations." He said India-Russia defence cooperation has progressed in an unprecedented manner in recent times. He hoped that Russia will remain a major partner for India. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said in his opening remarks that India-Russia ties have been time-tested in a world that has changed so much and has been exceptionally steady. He said the dialogue is a suitable platform to discuss political military issues of mutual interest. At the meet, Russian Foreign Affairs Minister Sergei Lavrov said that the annual India-Russia summit is a unique event and Prime Minister Modi and President Putin share a relationship of great trust and confidence. Sergei Shoigu said that India-Russia cooperation in military technical sector is significant. An agreement in this regard was also inked between the two sides today, which will help in promoting regional peace. Russia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sergei Lavrov, said that the S-400 deal has an important practical meaning for Indian defence capability. He said the deal is being implemented. Earlier, India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission for Military Technical Cooperation meeting was held, which was attended by defence ministers of both the sides, during which Rajnath Singh said that India is confident of overcoming challenges facing it with strong political will and inherent capability of its people. Defence cooperation was one of the most important pillars of India-Russia partnership, even in pandemic times. Also, the foreign ministers' consultations took place, during which Dr. Jaishankar and Sergei Lavrov held good discussion on bilateral cooperation between the two sides and the global situation. External Affairs Minister earlier, Dr. S. Jaishankar, held a meeting with Russian Foreign Affairs Minister Sergei Lavrov in Delhi this morning ahead of the first India-Russia 2+2 ministerial dialogue. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Russian Defence Minister General Sergei Shoigu signed agreements between India and Russia. The agreements signed include protocol and amending the agreement on cooperation in the field of Kalashnikov series small arms manufacturing for procurement of 6,01,427 quantity of 7.63 into 39 mm assault rifles AK-203 through Indo-Russia Rifles Private Agreement on Program for Military Technical Cooperation from 2021 to 2031. Another agreement which was signed on the was the protocol on amending agreement on cooperation in the field of Kalashnikov series small arms manufacturing dated 18th February 2019 and a protocol of the 20th IRI-GC and MNMTC as well. The centre has regretted the deaths of 14 Nagaland civilians in an army operation. In a statement in Lok Sabha, Home Minister Amit Shah informed that the current situation is tense but under control. He said on 5th of December, Nagaland DGP and Commissioner visited the site and FIR was registered, and keeping the seriousness, the probe has been handed over to the State Crime Police Station. He said that the SIT has been formed and directed to complete the probe within a month. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia introduced the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research Amendment Bill 2021 for consideration and passage in Lok Sabha. President Ramnath Kovind, who is on a 4-day visit to Maharashtra, today paid his tributes to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj visiting the Raigad Fort. It was at this famous fort that the coronation of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj took place. Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari, MP Sambhaji Raje were also present along with the President. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Leader of the Opposition Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge and other parliamentarians paid tribute to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on his 66th death anniversary today. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla today interacted with the trainee officers of the Indian Revenue Service (IRS) in Parliament House complex. Lok Sabha Speaker inaugurated the appreciation course of the 74th batch of the IRS. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla inaugurated the Mega Health Camp at the Parliament Annex today. Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, along with Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh, Union Ministers Dr. Bharti Pawar, Prahlad Joshi and Arjun Ram Meghwal were also present on the occasion. The Rajya Sabha witnessed repeated adjournments following opposition uproar on the issue of suspension of 12 members from the winter session of Parliament. The opposition members continued with sloganeering, resulting in stalling the proceedings of the House and finally being adjourned for the day. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman told Lok Sabha that the centre has earmarked 70,051 crore rupees to be allocated to all the states over a period of 5 years as the health sector grants. On to business news. The 30-share Sensex on Monday took a nosedive of 949 points to end at 56,747. The 50-share Nifty also plunged 284 points to 16,912. At the MCX, gold prices were high after the yellow metal became 44 rupees expensive to end at 47,947 rupees per 10 grams. Silver prices, on the other hand, were 186 rupees down to end at 61,330 rupees per kilo. The Indian rupee on Monday fell 30 paise to close at 75 rupees 42 paise against the US dollar. Crude oil was trading 83 rupees or 1.65% higher on Monday to close at 5,115 rupees per barrel. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, while answering a question about potential losses in the IPOs in the Lok Sabha today, said that SEBI monitors it. Finance Minister said that the NSE and BSE platforms are declared as critical infrastructure that are being digitally safeguarded. The Finance Minister also said that a total of 52,759 crore rupees has been raised by 61 companies through initial public offers till October this fiscal, out of which 34 entities were small and medium enterprises. The Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, is holding a 3-day meeting from December 6th to December 8th. The decision of the MPC regarding its key interest rates, the repo rate and the reverse repo rate and other aspects of monetary policy will be announced on Wednesday, December the 8th. Minister of State in the Ministry of Civil Aviation said in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today that Airports Authority of India, AAI, has taken up a development program to spend around 25,000 crore rupees in the next 5 years for expansion and modification of existing terminals, new terminals, expansion or strengthening of existing runways, aprons, airport navigation services, control towers and technical blocks. With the administration of 24,55,911 vaccine doses in the last 24 hours, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has exceeded the 128 crore mark. Over 139 crore vaccine doses have been provided to states and UTs so far. Over 21 crore balanced and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered. India's active caseload currently stands below 1 lakh at 98,416, which is the lowest in 552 days. Active cases account for less than 1% of total cases, currently at 0.28%. It is the lowest since March last year. Recovery rate in the country is currently at 98.35%. A total of 8,834 recoveries were reported in the last 24 hours, which has increased the number of total recoveries to 3,40,69,608. A total of 8,306 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The daily positivity rate at 0.94% was less than 2% for the last 63 days. Weekly positivity rate at 0.78% is less than 1% for the last 22 days. A total of 64 crore 82 lakh total COVID-19 tests have been conducted so far. World continues to battle COVID-19. So far, over 26 crore 61 lakh and 40,000 cases have been reported worldwide, while the number of recoveries stand about 23 crore 97 lakh and 78,000 globally. The deadly virus has so far claimed over 52 lakh 71,000 lives globally. The USA remains to be the worst hit nation by the pandemic. The tally of cases in the country is nearing 5 crore, with over 4 crore 99 lakh reported already. The death toll in the country has surpassed the 8 lakh mark. As cases have started to rise in the European nations, protests have been happening over COVID-19 restrictions. In Belgium, police fired tear gas and used water cannons on Sunday to disperse protesters, pelting officers with cobblestones and fireworks, as a demonstration in Brussels over government-imposed COVID-19 restrictions turned violent. Protesters marched peacefully through the centre of the Belgian capital to the neighbourhood which hosts the headquarters of the European Union institutions. However, the crowd was smaller than the 35,000 vaccine and lockdown skeptics who marched last month. Protesters were blocked from reaching outside the EU headquarters by a barbed wire barricade and a line of riot officers. Demonstrators were protesting rules imposed in October that oblige people to show COVID-19 passes to access bars and restaurants. Rome on Sunday prepared for tighter rules on unvaccinated people who will not be able to enter venues such as cinemas, restaurants and sporting events that come into force from today. According to the new measures adopted by the Italian government to try to grapple with the new wave of the pandemic, people unwilling to take an anti-COVID vaccine from today will have restricted access to the array of services. The decision was welcomed by Romans. A Jordanian court sentenced 5 senior health officials to 3 years in jail on Sunday for causing the death of 10 COVID-19 patients following an oxygen outage in a major state hospital. The court found the former director of the state hospital in Salt and 4 of his senior aides responsible for the deaths. With cases of COVID-19 increasing swiftly, the first case of the newly detected variant Omicron has been reported in Thailand today. The case has been detected in a US citizen who had traveled to the country from Spain late last month. This makes Thailand the 47th country to have found the new variant. Opas Karvankom, Director General of the Department of Disease Control, said that as per precautionary measures, Thailand has banned travellers from 8 African countries including Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa and Zimbabwe at the start of December amid concerns about Omicron. Myanmar's ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi was jailed for 4 years on Monday on charges of incitement and breaching coronavirus restrictions. Suu Kyi faces a dozen cases that include multiple corruption charges, plus violations of a State Secrets Act, a telecom law and COVID-19 regulations which carry combined maximum sentences of more than a century in prison. Myanmar's President Win Myint was also sentenced to 4 years in prison as the court delivered its first verdicts against civilian leaders detained in a February 1st military coup. Suu Kyi and co-defendant Win Myint received jail terms of 2 years for incitement and the same term for breaches of coronavirus protocols. They had denied the charges. In Myanmar's capital Yangon, several people were injured after a military truck rammed into a crowd of protesters. Since February's coup, more than 1,200 people have been killed during protests and thousands more imprisoned. The anti-junta protest was one of at least 3 held in Yangon on Sunday. Since military forces have often opened fire on protesters in the past, demonstrations are often held in small organized groups to minimize casualties. Meanwhile, the United States strongly condemned a militant attack on a bus in central Mali that killed at least 31 people and wounded 17 others. Gamibian President Adama Barrow has comfortably won re-election in a vote that set the bar for a new chapter in the small West African nation's democracy. Barrow received around 53% of Saturday's vote, far outstripping his nearest rival, political veteran O Darboe, who won about 28%. Violence erupted as French TV personality Eric Zemmour held his first campaign rally on Sunday near Paris, a few days after he formally declared his candidature for April's presidential election. Fighting broke out and chairs were thrown at activists who stood up with "No to Racism" written on their t-shirts. A Malaysia court will deliver its verdict on Wednesday on an appeal filed by former Premier Najib Razak over his conviction in a corruption case related to State Fund 1 Malaysia Development Berhad. In Indonesia, eyewitness videos showed Semeru volcano erupting 2 times this morning following an eruption over the weekend which killed 14 people. Rescues are still searching for survivors in villages buried by hot ash. The evacuation has been hampered by choking smoke, a power blackout and rainstorms during the eruption. Drone footage by Spain's Geological and Mining Institute showed red-hot lava from Cumbre Vieja volcano engulfing houses and flowing towards the Atlantic Ocean. The latest count of destroyed buildings rose to 2,790 and the area now covered by lava flows increased by 9 hectares to now 1,155 hectares. South Africans took to their beaches on Sunday to protest against plans by Royal Dutch Shell to do seismic oil exploration they say will threaten marine wildlife such as whales, dolphins, seals and penguins on a pristine coastal stretch. 4 people were killed in an avalanche in central Austria. An estimated 200-meter wide sheet of snow hit 8 people while skiing in the Queng area in Salzburg province. 3 of the skiers died in the snow, while 2 were partly buried and able to free themselves. Monarch butterflies have descended on their sanctuary in the central Mexican state of Michoacan, an annual spectacle that draws tourists, scientists and locals alike. Hundreds of trees crowded with butterflies can be seen along Mexico's 13,000-hectare monarch reserve after a 2,000-mile journey. However, experts warn of a drop in monarch numbers. In Mexico, folk dancers paraded through the streets in elaborate costumes as part of a festive tradition that mocks Spanish conquistadors from colonial times. Although the dance is normally performed during carnival season in Mexico, this parade is a modern take of the custom for the capital in order to revive the tradition. Thousands lined the city's streets to catch a glimpse of the dancers, with different groups of performers coming from different delegations in Mexico City. Hundreds of curious onlookers visited Las Canteras beach on Sunday to watch the nativity scene sculpted by international artists in Spain's Gran Canaria. Artists have been coming from all over the world since 2006 to take part in the event to mark the start of the Christmas season, with the added bonus of warm weather and a balmy 22°C temperature. The exhibition attracts thousands of visitors every year, and in the past 15 years it is estimated that at least 200,000 people visited, according to organizers. Balloonists took to the skies over the town of Antequera in southern Spain on Sunday for the Hot Air Balloon Kings Cup 2021. The first event of Spain's King Cup consisted of flying towards physical and digital targets with some coordinates. In the second one, pilots had to catch up with a hot air balloon that had taken off 10 minutes before the rest of the people to get points. Western Antarctica was plunged into momentary darkness during a dramatic total solar eclipse. The Earth's southernmost continent experiences continual daylight from mid-October until early April, but the eclipse brought a few minutes of total darkness. The only place that this total eclipse could be seen was Antarctica. The eclipse was partially visible from South Africa, Chile, New Zealand and Australia. Pyongyang residents and school children enjoyed a day at the zoo. In a video by KCNA, students were seen taking pictures of animals, watching shows and looking around the aquarium at the Central Zoo. The slopes and lifts at the Sunday River Resort were packed with revelers sporting Santa's signature red suit with white trim on Sunday. This is the 21st annual Santa Sunday. This year's event raised $4,640 for the River Fund, a charity organization that introduces young people to the benefits of the outdoor recreation, according to their website. On to sporting action now. India secured a massive 324-run win in the second and final test against New Zealand in Mumbai. India have reclaimed the #1 rank in ICC Test rankings following their 1-0 series win over New Zealand in the 2-test series at home. West Indies white ball captain Kieron Pollard has been ruled out of the side's tour of Pakistan this month after failing to recover from the hamstring injury. Indian badminton ace PV Sindhu settled for a silver medal at the BWF World Tour Finals after going down against Korean player Ong Seong in the summit clash. Daniil Medvedev celebrated the best weeks of his career as he led the Russian Tennis Federation to a third Davis Cup title. Argentina lifted the coveted trophy of the Junior Men's Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar. With another win in Game 8 of the 2021 FIDE World Chess Championship, Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen extended his lead to 2 points going into the third day of the game. A third win in 4 for Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa, a 6th defeat of the season for Leicester, and an inescapable feeling that these are the clubs heading in opposite directions. In Italian Serie A, Juan Cuadrado scored directly from a corner as Juventus comfortably beat Genoa 2-0 on Sunday to rise to the 5th place. And Lewis Hamilton beat Max Verstappen at Saudi Arabian Grand Prix to set up a winner-takes-all title finale in Abu Dhabi next weekend. And now in entertainment news coming in, the makers of Vikram Vedha have begun the production of the film's second shoot schedule with actor Saif Ali Khan in Lucknow. The makers of Atarangi Re, starring Sara Ali Khan, Akshay Kumar and Dhanush, have released another song, Ret Zara Si, from the movie. The makers of Ranveer Singh's Tara 83 are all set to release the first song of the movie titled Lehra Do. This will happen tomorrow. Primetime Emmy Award winner William Shatner's space trip on Blue Origin will be documented in the Amazon special episode Shatner in Space. After a long wait, Sony Pictures have finally treated fans with a new scene, character poster and still for Oscar winner Jared Leto starrer upcoming superhero film Morbius. Actor Tom Holland has recently confirmed that he will portray the role of late legendary Hollywood icon Fred Astaire in an upcoming biopic by Sony Pictures. The Kennedy Center honors returned to tradition this year. The Lifetime Achievement Awards for Artistic Excellence were presented to Barry Gordy, Lorne Michaels, Bette Midler, Justino Diaz and Johnny Mitchell. Amid severe backlash and the calls to scrap his Saudi Arabia concert, pop star Justin Bieber hit the stage with full enthusiasm at the Jeddah Corniche circuit in Saudi Arabia. After Love by director Aleem Khan emerged as the big winner at the British Independent Film Awards on Sunday. Filmmaker Adam McKay has assembled an all-star cast to give a humorous warning about climate change, politics and more in the new film titled Don't Look Up. So that's it in this edition of Express News. We will be back tomorrow same time with the top 100 news of the day. So until we meet again, you take very good care of yourself. Stay masked in the times of the Omicron scare. Namaskar.